Whole Earth Catalog project certainly had all of that frame of reference, but it specifically came out of an LSD afternoon where I was on a rooftop with, probably 200 micrograms of LSD in me, nothing better to do, and thinking about, or in context of lectures I had recently heard by Buckminster Fuller. And Fuller, like McLuhan, was one of the people we were paying attention to then. And Wiener was in there, Cage was a little bit in there. The initial audience in my mind was communes, was people who were trying to reinvent civilization, and I was just trying to provide the tools with which to reinvent civilization. And turned out a lot of people were interested in that. The communes that try to, quote, go back to basics and just farm, made a real good try at doing that. And some of them even learned a fair amount of serious farming. A book that we purveyed in the Whole Earth Catalog called Goat Husbandry was a very popular book. And it's a good book. You get the book, get a goat, you can do it. Milk and everything. But it didn't play out very far. It was basically a different kind of dead end from what drugs were. Whereas some of the technology, some of the alternative energy technology showed real promise. Solar energy basically took off gradually and takes off to this day. Computer technology, obviously. And because the counterculture hippie frame of reference was there for outlaws of all kinds, it basically swept right through the outlaw computer people, the hackers, and became their frame of reference, and a kind of a gift economy optimistic approach became then the basis for personal computer software, then the internet and the web, and on and on. And that's the main legacy from the 60s, as far as I'm concerned, is the open system approach to everything having to do with computers.
Stewart, you offered 2 lines in the catalog. How to use a computer and how to build a cabin in the woods like Thoreau, one of the American icons. On one side you offered technology and on the other side anti-technology in one book.
Mm-hmm. I agree.
Was there a discussion about that among the users of the catalog, or was it a conflict? What was your position in this time?
We came down on one side of the conflict between technology and anti-technology. We came down on the side of technology. Basically on the theory of the way to make a technology work for you is just grab it and run with it and go do whatever you want with that technology. And if that happens and everybody does that and these technologies basically get democratized, then they will work out okay. If you fail to do that and just say they're very, very evil and I will never touch them, then they have complete freedom to be as evil as they want. You know who wound up in Thoreau's cabin was the Unabomber, was Ted Kaczynski.
Yeah.
Saying this is evil, 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 and I'll prove it by killing some of the people who do it. And then, that line then leads to Bill Joy saying, Ted Kaczynski is right about a few things. You read his stuff and there's some sensible critique in there that we need to take seriously because, what if we democratize weapons of mass destruction? Is that a good thing? It was okay to democratize personal computers and the internet, but what about weapons of mass destruction? It's a fair question. And that's one that we're now dealing with in the early 21st century.